doing? We're here at H.T.Berry. We're going to go through our receiving process and RF with
Jeff Wolf.
Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What we do is we bring the product in, we check it in, we put it into locations, we zap it from dock to a location, which leaves the dock negative. Then once everything's away, we receive the PO. We scan the top of the PO.
Okay, hold on. Take a look at that.
Right there.
Okay.
We list the lines, we go through it. On this PO, all the numbers come out the same, so we don't have to change any lines.
Okay.
We hit U for auto, which puts those numbers under the line that you're going to receive. C for enter. C, enter. 0 to continue.
Okay.
Your piece count is going to match your RFH gun.
Right.
114 pieces. Just hit A to accept, and that PO has been received.
When you bring things in,
Yep.
H.T.Berry, when you bring things in, you receive a whole truck onto a location known as dock.
Yes.
Okay, so show them the dock thing. See, these are the things. This one's dock, lock, return. So when he gets a PO in, he receives the whole PO under dock, and then he goes and puts it away. Fair?
Right.
Right. And then he does a verify against it into the locations. And then if he's got any pluses or negatives
On the dock.
he knows that his counts are up. Okay?
Has it helped the receiving process
Yes.
and accuracy going into what's in the location?
Yes. Afterwards, I can do a report, which is a 773, and look at just what's on the dock to see if there's any negatives, and I can clear up the problem there if we've missed something.
Okay, great.
Can you show them how you put stuff away, how you receive it into an actual location? I don't care if you grab
Yeah.
2 cases
Yep.
and go put something in.
Let me grab it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scan the item to find out where it goes in the warehouse to put it with the other product.
Okay.
It's going to go into C15M left, so we'll take a ride over there.
All right.
Put this in that location.
By the way, those are our electronic lights that go on as a guy drives down the aisle.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, hold on, Jeff.
Okay, now I'm going to go into program 774, which is a warehouse transfer. We're going to scan the item, the barcode. It's coming out of location dock.
Okay.
The quantity you're going to move is on your PO, and you've counted it already. So the quantity is going to be 37.
Okay.
And you're going to transfer it to location C15M left. All you're going to do is scan the barcode. And that product's been located there now.
Okay, very good.
Now you just need to put it there.
Now I got to physically put it there.
Okay. We color code the labels on
Okay.
the bars. Yellow is for bottom, white is for above it, and obviously there's only 3 levels, so you know if you see ZZ up there all the way up, it's just above it.
Okay.
But when there's 2 labels on a bar, you gotta color code them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that stands for location CC, bin 10, A level left.
Okay.
There's only 2. Alright, so the only thing that's going to change is CC 10, A level right. Okay. And then this one is CC 10, middle rack right.
Okay, great.
And then obviously this one CC 10, M, middle rack left.
There.
You got to get these special ones. I don't know what they're called, quite frankly, but
Yeah.
our guns that he's using can use those locations.
Right.
Can use those. Can read that. Can you get those? They obviously don't have to be color coded. Those are not the cheapest labels you will ever buy, but they are well worth it because they're the only things that work with the gun. they're reflective in some way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all our bulk storage. So
Write down the
bulk
list.
storage. He can scan on this gun. He can take this gun and scan this barcode,
Right.
and it will tell him not only it'll tell him where these are in the warehouse, all over the warehouse, and how many are in each location right on that gun.
Right, because you're running multiple locations, you can put a product anywhere.
Random, what's it called, Raffo?
Random access stock locations.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, he can also scan a location and tell him how many should be in this location.
On the gun, you go into program 3. It's location inquiry.
Okay.
And all you have to do is scan the barcode on the box, and it will tell you all the locations that that item is,
All right.
where it is in the warehouse.
All right.
And the quantities in each location?
You can go into a different program and find the quantities. If you had multiple items in a bin,
Right.
you could scan that bin and it'll list you all the items that are supposed to be in that bin. We have hand stack items, and that'll give you a list of everything that's in that hand stack. The hand stack aisle. This is anything that is small that we carry, and we break open a master case. We sell by eaches.
Okay.
So we're not taking up a full bin. We're racking it. And same thing. If you hit 5 on the gun, you can scan a location. I've scanned location U30B. This will give you a list of everything that's located into this bin.
Okay.
As you can see, it's a number of different products.
So you have multiple products within one bin location.
Right.
Exactly.
Very good.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's definable in the system, whether that's a multiple bin location or not. You can actually set that up.
Yes. Yep.
And then you can also scan an individual product, and it can tell you where that is in the warehouse.
Yep.
So I'll scan that one of them on there.
Okay.
Good.
And it's showing just the location of U30B, so we don't have any other of that product in the warehouse. It's in this location only.
If you'd scan that product, though, and it wasn't another location, it would show you 2 different locations.
would.
Yeah, it would list all the locations.
So when you have your returns, you scan your returns in?
Yes.
Okay. And how's that work? They just talk about
A
it.
credit will get issued. The girls will receive the credit in the office. That'll automatically go onto a report that is just for returns.
Okay.
The guys will come out here, take the product, they'll move it from return to a location to locate it, and that will clear out that return location.
Great. So actually bringing in a return creates another location for returns, and then when it's approved, it goes into stock, or we have decided to do
Same
it.
thing with the lock.
Same with the lock.
Lock occurs when something is delivered and the customer says, I don't want that. That's where it goes. If you delete something off an order and it was picked, it goes into lock.
Okay.
And then from lock, it goes into stock, or where the location you
Into a
want to know.
location.
So there's 3 different reports. There's dock, which is a receiving report, which is when that truckload shows up. He just brings everything in, counts it up on the receiving area up there, and then he goes and scans the individual items here, the PO and stuff like that, and he puts it all away, and then he gets a variance report based on dock, a variance dock report, I think it is.
Yes,
right
it is.
there?
Yep.
And then from there he can tell if he miscounted anything, because he's counted it twice. He's counted it once when he brought it into dock, because that's how much he had to count it to get it to dock, so he can enter how many he's receiving into dock, and then from dock, when he receives it into the locations, he has to count it again.
Yep.
Right.
So it gets counted twice. So that way you can tell if you're off.
Counting meaning scanned.
Scanned.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to scan each individual codes. If you got like a whole pallet, right, like this whole pallet, you can just count it up. You know what I'm saying? This is 97 of these.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if he sticks that in there like that, you can pretty much count that that's going to be 97 of them on this pallet. And then he'll just he'll scan this item, or he'll type the item in. Like this doesn't have a barcode on it, depending. So he'll know what the item code is because it's right here. Someone wrote it there, and he just types it in, and then he'll type that location right here, scan this, and then he'll type in 97, and then that's done. So when a credit comes back, they put them all here, and it's scanned into return. They know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's like I was telling you before, when there's 3 different ways something can show up here.
Right.
One is a receiving PO, which is dock, which we just showed you, and then a customer sends a credit back. That's called a return. Okay, so that's where it goes. We designate a location in the warehouse where all the returns go. He has a report, and he knows that all these items are going to be, and they have to go back via the return report, and it's a variance. And once he prints that report out, he'll know he has to put all these away, and he scans it from return to the location in the warehouse.
Okay.
What he can do though is he can scan this barcode and it can tell him where to put it in the warehouse if he wants to. Or
Okay.
he can just go down and put it on any shelf he wants.
All right.
It'll record it that way. Recording lock. Lock is the thing that happens when there's a problem with an order. Customer refused something, it was the wrong item, driver missed it, whatever it is. All those problems go right here and actually the next bin down.
Okay.
And then you get a lock report. And a lock report should have all these items on there for whatever reason. And he scans the item, lock, and then into a location. Now he can also just scan the item and find out where it is in the warehouse, or you can just go and put it in any location and scan that item in and it'll remember it's there. This is a return, okay? So this can tell us where it was out of. There's I forget what it's called. That's the item code. It's 1 of 1. It's a case. That's the customer number. That's the order number. That's the line number. That's the actual place the customer is supposed to go to. That's a brief address. That's the truck and the stop. That's the ship date. That's a brief description, and that's the manufacturer's description. And then that's a barcode.
And then your logo on it, so they know you shipped it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
And they don't send you something in the back you didn't ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
You
at least you know
customize
it.
that logo. Yeah, exactly. So that's a way of putting your name out there.
All right,
So
great.
anyways, that's and that's how you do returns.
Okay.
And then it's actually pretty easy because you got all the information there you need.
Okay, we do cycle counts. We usually do 2 aisles a week. We'll shut an aisle down for the day with 2 aisles. We'll send somebody in that aisle and they will get a report of everything that's supposed to be in that aisle, the quantities. And then if there's a discrepancy, you can go in on the gun and add or delete something from a location.
Okay. Any moves from one location to another are tracked with the RF device also?
Yes.